actually here, and I have memory problems.
Hello and happy Monday. Welcome back to Heroes and Hooligans, where we are doing our weekly Monday night shenanigans, playing Delirium, set in the world of Grim Hollow. We are on Season 3, Episode 11, High Tides and His Goodbyes. Who's doing the recap that isn't Chip?
I mean, I'll give it my best shot.
No, you weren't here. You don't get to do it. You don't get to do it.
But I want the chaos.
Want in one hand, tough shit in the other. See which one fills up first, my friend. Aside from Chip,
I've been pretty constipated lately. We'll see.
I'll do our recap for us.
All right, Loki.
In the wake of where we had left off in the aftermath, we burned the body of what was once our party mate. Everyone kind of shakes themselves back to the moment. We learn that Kaylin is the new stranger that's joined us and has been helping us out so far. A wandering warden, they state. We all need a bit of stealing moments to ourselves if we find the chance to afford them as we burn the body and choose to make off for a new camp as the fog settles in. The marshes are quiet, but not too quiet, as we make camp in a small covering of brush, and we learn a little bit about camping from Loki and what he had learned back from his family. And a lone donkey brays aloud in the fog. Naturally curious, one of us encourages the party to investigate, and Loki heads out and finds Donkey, a talking donkey, trapped in a mud pit. No relation to any other talking donkeys in any form of media ever. We get them out with the rope, and we have a little conversation and walk with them. The party reconvenes and considers how weird on the scale of things we've ever experienced a talking donkey falls, and considers it not weird enough to ward us away from walking with them to their hut in the marshes, in the swamps. And we meet Tariq and Ogrish, who begrudgingly welcomes us in and seems to have a weird buddy comedic relationship with Donkey, but we don't really have too much time to settle in on it as we quickly get in and get our rest in, just share a night with two strangers that we offer kindness to, because they returned the kindness by giving us a shelter and a couple of candles as we made our way out in the morning and continued away. We made our way to another small town that I did not properly note the name of, where we have landed and rested to plan out the rest of our trip down southeast.
Bonesaw Village. That's
that
where you're
one.
at.
That's the one. Omnipotent voice in the sky. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty right. So you're in Bonesaw Village. You're staying at an inn. You've been resting sort of there for the last few days. You're at the Boar Tusk Inn. As far as it's my understanding, you're planning on heading out of here?
Yes.
Okay. So I think you all wake up in the morning of your third day with plans to leave. Who's sharing a room with Kaylin?
It was Loki, if I
Yes.
remember correctly.
Loki. All right, Loki. So you wake up. Kaylin is not there.
It's not too appalling. I'm sure they're getting breakfast or something.
Kaylin, when you leave that morning, do you leave any sort of note or anything like that, or do you just do a witch's goodbye and leave a coin on the dresser and head out?
Yeah, I leave a single platinum piece and just fuck off.
Just one single platinum piece on the nightstand?
Yes.
All
I
right.
have to pay for my room.
Huh.
All right.
Oh, they must have left us here. I'll have to give it back to them. I know
Yeah,
we're
Mr.
heading out today.
Mr. Super High Passive, of course, you're going to see a shiny platinum piece coin on the Knights.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Being the non-criminal that you are, you decide to pick up this piece of money and put it in your pocket with all of the intent to return it to its original owner.
Genuinely, yes. Genuinely, Loki has it as a task in his mind to return it to Kaelin because he thinks they're friends, or at the very least, light companions.
That's fair enough. Who's the first to actually make it down to breakfast? I know Scrimmy and Scrimmy is usually one of the first ones up.
I think if it's okay with you, this is when Grand gets into town for the first time, returning from her investigations.
Okay.
Just having had like a short rest at the end of them, like until like last night, rested just outside of town.
Okay.
Brought them a little.
And I do believe that Scrim and Arthur had let Gran know where we were going, so.
My familiar stayed with you guys until I was ready to come back in and then flew out to me using its telepathic connection with me to know where I was.
That's
beautiful. I think was the plan we decided. So you all got to meet Morgan, the white owl.
Would Morgan be particularly attached to any party member in particular for any reason?
Morgan, Morgan Le Fay. But I think perhaps Arthur.
That's what I was thinking.
Attached to him, but overlooking him more often.
Probably taller than him too.
I definitely see the owl form perched on Arthur as we've been traveling.
Yeah, definitely.
Is Arthur our only resident non-sleeper now, or is Grant in that category too?
I have to check my invocations. I can't remember if I took that one or not.
No big deal. That's just probably who you run into.
No, Grand sleeps. Grand just doesn't sleep very much.
Oh. Fair enough, I suppose.
Okay. So Grand is just back. Usually Scrimmy is up fairly early. Yes. Do you think Scrim's up early today as well?
Yeah. Scrim got plenty of rest over the last day or so and is in a very serious discussion with himself. So he would have been up, as soon as the sun came up.
Yeah, so you get up and you go down for your breakfast, your coffee, your Irish coffee you have there in the mornings.
Yes. My Bailey's out of a shoe.
Yeah, and if you want some breakfast, Fiora made sure to pay for enough meals through the week.
Yes.
You can get, it's not as big of a spread as it is for dinner, but you've got a couple of options. Some sausages, but they're made of fish rather than regular meats. Some eggs, some toast, some fresh vegetables and things along those lines.
Is there anything particularly burnt? If so, Scrim willingly chooses the burnt stuff. It just tastes better to him.
Yeah, probably a couple of the sausages, being as they're cooked on a fire instead of like in a pan or so. They've probably got some charred bits on them. I would think that would be the most burnt sort of thing.
Cool. That's the only parts that half of Scrim's tongue can taste anyway. So definitely the burnt ones.
And there's also some like delicious little pastries. They're really flaky and they have a lot of layers, and they've got some chocolate in the center.
Pocket croissant.
Yeah,
The Pane chocolate.
exactly that. But I don't speak French, so it's fluffy, flaky bread with chocolate in the middle.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah, so Grant, I assume that you're probably up and moving at a decent time, being as you just camped right outside the village. There's only two inns. There's two inns. Two taverns. One has an inn, so you could make.
Is there a road guard here at the entrance or anything?
No, not necessarily. There are like the village guards kind of patrolling around, but they don't stop people at the gate. You're right on the King's Road, so the Royal Road. So there's traffic in and out fairly regularly, like traders, people stopping by, so on and so forth.
I think Grand has learned to play it safe when traveling with her appearance. And goes a little out of her way to find one of the village guards' circle papers already at the ready.
Yeah, and they don't.
Master Guardsman.
Yes. Good morning, Miss. What can I do for you?
I just wanted to present to the local guard my papers before I enter your fair city.
Oh,
I want my circle license.
he checks it over. Everything looks in order. Stay out of trouble. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. I know it's often an inconvenience to not have knowledge if something gets called in. While I'm in the area, feel free to call upon me as a healer of disease or poison.
Oh, thank
There's a group of wardens I'm traveling with. They got a bit ahead of me. Did you see where they went to stay?
Yeah, the Boar's Tusk. It's the only really inn we have. We've got two taverns, but only one inn.
All right, thank you. And very discreetly is not the word, but making herself small and as little of a threat as a woman with a crown of horns can be, Gran makes her way over to the Boar's Head.
Boar's Tusk.
Boar's Tusk. Sorry. I was
Boar's
thinking
Head
about
is delicious lunch meat. Yeah, so you get there and you head in and you find Scrimmy in the sort of common area. It's a typical, well, you haven't really spent a bunch of mornings with Scrimmy, so you wouldn't know. But Scrimmy's having coffee and breakfast.
Captain Scrimmy.
With a mouthful of food.
I wanted to report in with my findings. None of my spirits that I can get contact with easily had knowledge with the price they requested. Too many of them were open-ended favors, and you never leave an open-ended deal with a spirit.
Oh. Okay. So when did you even leave? Where was I?
You
I
were
just-
traveling here.
Oh yeah, but I could have swore you were right behind me. That's all
No,
right. Fiora probably knows.
I reported it to Fiora, Loki, yourself, and and Arthur.
Yeah, I forgot.
I also
You're
wanted to be a bit
I
more
forgot you
discreet
weren't
around
used
Kale
to-
as an unknown factor.
Okay. Well, we
A bit of
truly
magic,
appreciate
all
this.
well and good, but calling up foreign spirits can be touchy.
Well, why don't you sit down and have some breakfast, and we can chat about it while we wait for the others to come down.
A spot of breakfast would be lovely. While I have you here, so I don't need to leave my familiar behind in the future, and since you're the captain on this mission, and she reaches into her mouth, grabs one of her molars, and rips it out, and hands you what's it called? An eerie token, imbuing it with magic until she finishes a long rest, which will let us telepathically message each other, will let me remotely view you, just let me remotely view you. And those are both within
nice.
10 miles. I figured you've got enough holes in your jaw there. We could probably fit this up in there so it's always on you.
Oh, well, that sounds lovely. Do you have any hammers?
Here, I'm quite practiced at this. Lean forward. And I'm going to try to jam my tooth into one of Scrummy's empty sockets.
Captain? I think Loki would walk into the site of Grand Lake, starting to jam it in. Oh, you're having breakfast, I see.
Do I need to roll a medicine check or anything, Hooli?
For pulling your tooth out?
No, that I can do for free. For jamming it into Scrummy's empty socket and getting it to stick.
I don't think so. I think Scrummy's probably got enough decay and such that it would probably stick right in there. Why not?
If
All
I
right,
remember
hell yeah.
correctly, Scrimmy was a few episodes back searching for extra teeth. So
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Simple.
this one's just
a
freshly
simple, just a
used.
simple dentistry procedure, Loki. No need to worry.
Oh no! It seems like I heard the Scrims garbling. That they make that noise all the time when they're eating breakfast.
Would you care for some breakfast?
Not of
she
that,
sits
not of
down.
that variety. Don't put your hands in my mouth, please, Grant.
No. She sits down and starts making a plate of eggs and sausages for herself.
That sounds lovely. We need to I'll catch you up on what we've been talking for potential routes. In the meantime, once everyone's
I've
here.
already reported to the captain, but you seem to be the long-term lieutenant, Loki. I'll report to you as well.
No, by all means.
My questionings came up dry. There were a few open-ended favors offered, but you never want to take one of those.
Oh,
It's got to be a concrete deal.
Thank
A
God.
thing for a thing.
Thank God. We are so bad at this party at making deals and understanding the value of the things we give. I am so glad to hear we have a smart investor
Yes,
among the party now.
It's strange. Father claims I made a deal for my soul, but one, it's not mine to offer, really. At least, not that I thought. And two, I would never. I've made the mistake once when I was young, quite young. One's enough to learn that one.
Is there any more to the ominous statement of "I did that when I was young," or is that what you'd like to leave?
No. There's a reason that I'm part hag.
Do go on, if you're comfortable.
Of course. Does Fiora come down at any point in this? Or am I good to monologue?
You're you're good because Gran not being here means Fiora had the third room to herself. So until someone comes and wakes her up, Fiora likely. I don't think Fiora's been
All right.
sleeping too well the last
Does
few days.
Kale come down at any point during this?
You don't know that character yet, so no.
I've met Kale. We met Kale at the fight.
No, you
No.
met Kayla.
You met
This is a
Caleb.
different character.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Gee, Kevin, how come you get 4 characters with the GM?
I
To
don't
be
get
fair,
cool.
to be fair, this is 3 for me.
Oh, I'm just goofing. It's nice seeing new faces.
This one you won't forget.
All right, but so when I was young, about 11 or 12, I think. I'm not sure. Time gets fuzzy in the Feywild. I made a deal for my soul to keep the children of the streets warm. And for a period of 8 years.
How warm are we talking?
And just warm, not, not nothing awful. Just I didn't want them to freeze.
Just
But
slightly.
I
chilly.
made the deal with a hag who came to me as a beautiful woman, a rich woman, and I don't know, I thought it was a bit of a jest, a bit of charity disguised as a joke, So I made the deal. And then I spent 8 years in the Feywild. And the children, my children, spent 8 years burning. Burning from the inside out. Burning the seas, burning at stakes.
That sounds.
And then I was free. And Father took me, and you know the rest.
Here's some extra sausage, and I slide over one of the not burnt sausages because out of sympathy and empathy.
Is that a social cue that
Yes.
Scrim just picked up on? That's crazy.
Here's some
You get
sausages.
a telepathic message that just contains the feeling of gratitude that Rand feels in this moment. It sort of starts in that new tooth and buzzes up your jaw into your head through nerves that are no longer there.
Well, that's a new feeling I haven't felt in a long time. Don't worry, dear. You got us. And then I hand over the Baileys in a shoe.
The what?
The Baileys in a shoe.
The babies
It's
in a
called
shoe?
the Irish kicker, Grant. Give it a try.
If
Oh,
Scrimmy
babies.
has a
I heard
mangina,
babies.
I quit everything.
Scrimmy
heard
does not have a
babies.
mangina. Scrimmy
You
has a
said-
burnt mess.
Yeah, you said Bailey's in his shoe. I can't even think about old Greg right now.
Do you love
All
me?
right.
Can you learn to love me, Grand?
You're dead, and I'm like 40. I'm not that old. I have options.
Oh, okay. Let's just say that Scrimmy felt pain in that tooth.
Well, this sounds like an
But we can be
excellent time.
friends.
Maybe I should give you two some space. I'm gonna go get Fior.
I'd love to be your friend, Captain Scrimmy Scrammy.
Oh, yeah. I could always use more friends. I don't Do I have friends? Did I just make my first friend?
What is the duck noise?
Oh, sorry.
That's the friendship noise.
That is the noise of excitement that comes out of
Friendship
Jimmy's ears.
achieved.
And Grand will shake and pact a friendship.
Oh, lovely. So, friend, how do you feel about those sausages?
I appreciate them, but why don't you take one back?
Oh, okay. Please tell me you give me the burnt one back.
Yeah, I give you the more burnt one back. I noticed that you gave me the 2 least burnt ones you had.
Yeah, and he inverse inhaled the more burnt one.
Like golf
You know what?
bars through a
Why
garden
don't you
hose.
have-
It's crazy.
Why don't you have the rest of my sausages and I'll just get more eggs?
Oh, okay, lovely. Hey, I also have this pocket pastry if you want some of that.
Really good. I don't eat food out of clothing unless it's preserved. It's just a rule of mine.
Well, I mean, it is
Germ
preserved.
safety. I can only cast, cure poison and disease so many times a day. Purify food and drink is a little easier, but still a hassle.
So what are we waiting for? We gotta wait for the rest of the crew, huh?
Yeah,
I
we're
forgot
waiting
about
for
that.
Loki to get Fiora.
Fun fact. I have to concentrate on suppressing my features, so when Loki walks in and I'm asleep, my horns and teeth
Oh,
are definitely
well.
showing.
Loki's not going to just walk in. Loki's going to knock.
That's fair. She'll suppress it, open it up, and when she comes down, she is drinking straight out of her decanter of endless coffee. She's not ordering coffee, she's just chugging coffee out of the decanter endlessly.
Well, now that's everyone.
So, did you guys get any of these sausages? I'm gonna pull out like 4 more sausages out of my pocket that are completely charred.
Fiora's gonna pointedly take one of the remaining sausages off one of the plates and some eggs.
Loki will open a pack of his hardtack and jerky in response to the pocket sausage.
I think Loki actually sees that Grand has made a plate for him.
Oh fuck! Oh, I can't be rude. Shit. Loki would go to the plate. There's no way he would miss that.
Yeah,
Loki,
there's regular
Loki,
breakfast.
you paid for it. Well, we paid for it. Don't waste money.
I just, Captain's a very, very weathered and experienced individual. I don't know what else has been in those pockets alongside that sausage.
No, the plate I've made you.
Oh yes, I know that. I
saved it.
No, I thank you. I'm eating it. I'm consuming it as we speak. As our captain says.
I'm just saying. I saw you going for the hardtack. It's a weird thought to have.
It's just a habit. Rations were what I grew up on for the most part.
You know, back in my
No
day,
life for a
rations
child.
were 8 cockroaches, 4 burnt apples.
Scrimmy, Fiora killed you. It's not that long ago.
Wait, Fiora killed me?
I mean, whoa. I mean, that's what you claimed like 2 days ago. I don't remember it, but you apparently did.
I know that you burnt my ship down. I know that much. I didn't think that you killed me.
Then you weren't. Then it wasn't that long ago that you died.
Scrimmy, do you remember anything after the ship burnt down?
I remember my face being put out with splashes of ice cold seawater. And then I remember sinking to the bottom of the ocean.
Did you
While
look
you're-
like this before you
Uh,
died? Before you burned?
I don't know, but I did smell a really, really delicious, almost cheesy taco smell as my ship went down.
Then let's assume for the moment Fiora didn't kill you, because you have nothing to tie Fiora to it, and you also seem to think you're 120 some years old.
Well,
And
I'm like
Fiora's
80.
what? 18?
Fiora's like 25, I think. 1 second. Let me double check.
No, Grand is just guessing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiora's 29.
I'm only
Oh.
80, okay, and I've only been
Oh,
dead
that's
for
right.
like.
That's right. Sorry, time's a bit weird in the wilds.
Yeah.
Time is a
I've been
weird
trapped
soup.
there. I've been trapped there, but it's good soup.
While you're having breakfast, two more patrons walk in. One of them has a harp slung over his back, and the other one is a tall, scaly red dragonborn.
That fellow with the harp looks scary. We should go talk to him.
If he's a bard, if they're a bard, they might have stories for us. Maybe we can pick up some knowledge of anything that's been coming out and about.
Oh, he might have heard of the demon. You're right.
Yes.
Someone should also go talk to the red guy. He could be a demon.
An
I'll talk
elven
to the
bard.
red guy. Scram, Captain, would you like to join me in talking to the red guy?
Yeah, I can supervise.
He's just a red guy.
Supervising is what you're great at, Captain. And Grand snaps off a not good salute.
A salute occurs.
A salute occurs.
I guess
Well,
that
you-
puts you with me, Loki, with the guy with the harp.
Yes, storyteller. I need your scariest stories.
Once upon a time, in a land far, far away,
Ooh,
There
ooh,
lived-
ooh! Long distance traveling. Whoa, 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 whoa!
There
Let's
lived
reel
a
it in a little
people.
bit.
who were the opposite of thriving under the thumb of capitalism. This land was called America.
Oh, I hope they have a robust tax system that doesn't benefit the lower or middle classes. That would really seal the deal for me here.
The scariest story you could ever think of. That's the one right there.
The bard, I can see the bard plucking the strings as they tell the tale.
Arthur would be going nuts right now.
Arthur's losing their mind. The eldritch horror of the IRS is incomprehensible.
I did write a bard song, but it's not a terrible tale.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's all right.
it's all right.
It's all right, Mr. Bard. We're really just looking for demons, and if you've heard anything.
And the shade
Tell me
of
Fiora
area.
doesn't want to hear a new song, see if it'd make a good shanty.
Well, it's nice to meet you too. What an interesting introduction you've made for yourselves. I am Delirium.
Hi, Darren. I'm Fiora of the Grey Wardens.
Loki of also the Grey Wardens.
Delirium of the Not Grey Wardens. He is an elven man. And he has on just some simple traveler's attire, nothing too over the top. Looks like he's just coming in. His boots are a little bit muddy. His hair's a little damp from the humidity in the morning air. And he's got a nice heart on his back. Kind of hangs off the side of his pack a little bit. They kind of like overlap. But stories of demons, I mean, there's stories of demons all through the land, but of course, most just grandiose tales.
Recent ones from the Shaded Haven in particular, if you've ever heard anything.
I haven't been down that far in the country for a while. I'm
No
sorry
worries.
I offer you any information about that.
Oh, don't. There's nothing to forgive, friend.
There's sort of a local legend that scares the children, but it's just that of a local legend of what they refer to as the Blood Night, but I don't know very
The Blood
much
Night,
about it.
you say?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Sort of one of those stories you tell your kids to keep them from going off in the woods without a chaperone, you know?
that's a good question. Are we talking about a Blood Knight like with the stars, or a Blood Knight like with a sword?
You know, like rides a pony and hits people with a stick for the entertainment of other.
Oh, he rides a pony. We can definitely handle that, Loki. He's not even on a war horse.
That's
No,
a
that kind of
very
noise.
bold assumption.
That's that kind of night,
Yeah.
not the kind with darkness and the moon and that, you know.
Sounds like something we could ask the locals about when we get there.
Oh, you think
I mean-
you're talking of Shadehaven, right? No. The Blood Knight
That's-
is sort
yeah.
of a local legend of this area.
If you're not.
Well, more specifically, the Twin Lakes region here.
Is the legends say where he's known to be, or is it just the woods in general?
Well, I mean, I'll ask you how familiar you are with Cheernault and its histories.
Can I make a history check? Oh wait, I'm not there. My bad.
Yeah, you're
That but Loki.
Yeah, Fiora has zero chance of having heard anything.
Yeah, I might have some knowledge if I've been here in the past.
I mean, you did just learn a bit about Cheernault the other day, Loki.
That is true.
Pardon me.
Don, the player has lots
you
of
can-
knowledge of your knowledge.
You can roll a history if you would like, Loki, of course.
Absolutely.
Recall informations of the area.
An 18.
Yeah, so that's pretty decent. You recall what you've learned over the last couple days through the village and asking around and such of the histories of the area, and you remember that it was elven land before it was human land, and there's a deep connection to nature in these lands, and talks of nature spirits and things of the sort. So you have that bit of knowledge that you could, draw
Yeah.
on. And you know about the Knights of the Grove as well. That was something you learned about.
Well, more to ask the locals about it then, at the very least.
And he'll wait for you to say, like, he asks you, like, what do you know of the history of the land? And
Oh,
he'll
just
wait for you to say.
a bit of the basics. We've been in town for a few days. I've learned a touch, but not that much.
Something about
Okay.
elves and knights and
The
people
Grove
and-
Knights, yes.
Yeah, so you at least understand that Cheernault has a old connection to the natures and the inherent magics of these lands. You understand that much about it, right? Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
You look like smart folks. Yeah, so the Blood Knight is sort of a like a local legend that people think is a spirit of the land.
And they think he takes away children.
No. It's just he doesn't. It's not ever been like, oh, this, creepy Krampus crawls in the window and steals you if you don't behave before Yule sort of situation. More like don't go out there, you don't know what's out there sort of thing,
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of leaning to Fiora. I don't know how much this helps us with our current task. Not to say it's bad information.
Real quick, Sir Darren, was it? How much credence would you lend to the legend? Do you think it's actually real, or is it just something the locals say?
I mean, all myths and legends are rooted in some point of truth. So, I mean, take it with as many grains of salt as you need to season your own story, Some people lean more into it than others. I personally don't have an investment in its truth or fallacy. It's entertaining. It's good for music and stories and such. But my own personal stake in the belief is very minimal. I tend to be a more believe what I can see sort of individual.
I don't want to push or anything. Just I guess I assume if there was anything to the legend, people would disappear or something.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's what they say, right? It's that he attacks people and so on, but not that they necessarily disappear, just that they wind up as bloody as he is. He's supposed to be this big hulking knight figure who drips sort of with blood and gore. Can't really see a face or anything like that, Very ominous sort of giant armored blood man.
I lean over to Loki. Sounds like the thing I'd tell the crew on a dark night on the sea or something. I agree. I don't think it's super useful.
I've heard my share of tales as well.
Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate your information. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem.
Turning around in our chairs and going back to our meals.
He goes and he gets himself a cup of hot tea with some honey and then goes by the fire and puts his bag down and plays a song on his harp.
Is he good?
Well, he's decent. He's not like the best one you've ever heard, but he's not awful, terrible. I would say probably like a 12 to 14 performance.
Oh, enjoyable then.
It's better than average.
Yeah, I'll throw a silver to him.
Oh no, Loki! I don't think that was a silver. That was a platinum piece.
No, it was definitely a silver. It was very triangular. It was the only one I had.
Yeah, you only have one platinum piece.
No, I also only have one. So you don't even know I have a platinum piece. You dirty, filthy cheater.
You dirty, filthy cheater.
I'll ask the omnipotent voice of God to smite you. I swear it.
The gods are dead in this world, Loki. No one's answering your call.
Arthur, I need a favor.
Then what are you?
Arthur, I need a favor.
Where's Daruk when you need him?
Right. So you two, you have a little conversation with the bard, and you go back to finish your breakfast, and he begins to play his little song. Grand and Scrimmy, you were headed over towards the giant lizard man.
Yes, lizards. We love lizards. So I would assume that we're just heading straight to him. Scrimmy's gonna make sure that he has some pocket sausages in his pocket to share when he gets there. Just to make a good impression. He puts the pocket sausages in a separate pocket than the soup and whiskey, as to be more presentable,
Grand looks at Scrimmy, watches all this happen, and is going to roll an insight check to see if she can figure out what Scrimmy's plan is about offering them to the person we meet.
Okay.
$18.
That has to pass. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm kind of, never mind. Yeah, no, that passes. I would say that you can definitely tell that I'm trying to just share these sausages with everybody. If you haven't caught on by now, Scrimmy likes to just give out all of his food because he doesn't eat or drink very much. So he's kind of just like, he's willy-nilly with snacks and treats, like almost like a soccer mom.
Scrimmy, dear, it might be better to offer to order him his own food. That way he can mix it up however he likes, no?
Oh, you know what? I like you. That's a great idea. Thanks for helping me do the whatever this is called. Social interactions?
Yes,
recruitment. Yeah, that too.
Social interactions could work as well.
Wait, so what's the plan here? We're making this guy our friend?
Yes, we want this guy to be our friend because he looks big and strong.
Do you want me to make him our friend, or you want me?
No,
we
want to ask him to be our friend and see what it would take for him to be our friend, even if what it would take is a little money.
Oh, money, not magic. Got it. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, money, not magic. Let's go.
This time, right?
Now, let's go. And I walk up to the big red lizard with Scrimmy.
Hello, wizard lad. Wait, did you say lizard? You said lizard. Hello, lizard lad.
He will just turn, look down at you with an evident head tilt, and just be like, "I'm not a lizard."
Oh. Well, I'm sorry. I'm Scrimmy. I'm half dead. My brain's burnt. What's your name?
Reginald.
Reginald. I love it. Are you hungry, Reginald? I'd love to buy you some breakfast. Am I doing it right? Grandma, am I doing it right?
You're doing wonderful, Captain.
Yes.
Except the part where you called him Lizard Lad. That was a bit rude.
Oh, I'm sorry. What, Reginald? Would you like some breakfast? We paid for a whole meal for like a week or something.
After the insult, yes.
You can order whatever you'd like. And if you don't want to wait, I brought some appetizers. And I look at Gran, and I'm smiling, eyebrows up, shaking my head yes and no, while slightly holding my pocket open.
Gran just sort of shrugs.
I have some sausages.
And mouths like, describe it first.
I have some sausages that I brought over. I put them in my clean pocket. I was saving them to share with my friends, but I can share them with you while you wait.
I would rather not.
Oh, that's fine. You can still order your food, Reginald. This is my friend. We've been friends for like a long time now.
11 days.
And this is grand.
Yes, grand. Pleasure to meet you, Reginald.
This is why I don't interact with people.
Then why are you down here?
Food.
And surely a draconic lad like you appreciates a bit of gold.
Nah, not really.
What's your spice of life then?
I'm just wandering, learning the world.
Well. If you want to wander the world, I could do worse than having a bodyguard. I'm traveling with a pack of grey wardens, you see, and I'm worried for my health. With all the trouble they get into, an older woman like myself.
I'm gonna roll an insight check for this. I am not good at insight checks, but I'm rolling one.
I'll make a deception.
Well, I'm pretty sure you'll beat an 11, so...
I need to roll a 3. And I rolled a 3! That's a 12.
Yeah, you definitely beat me. Okay. So you want to hire me to protect you from this moron?
No, I want to hire you to help protect me during the scraps we all get into. I, of course, will be contributing to my own protection as well. I'm not an incapable mage, nor an unlicensed one.
Look, I don't care if you're licensed or not. I'm not interested.
Not even for, say, 200 gold up front.
I may look like a dragon, but I'm not one.
200 gold buys you a lot of food.
Yeah, so does what I have in my pocket.
What's that?
Can Scrimmy slyly roll an investigation check?
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to investigate something, by all means.
I am trying to if I can peek into what he's talking about in his pocket.
Oh.
That would be sleight of hand, would it not?
Well, I'm not trying to get in your pocket. I'm just trying to look because I'm 6 foot. What am I? Hold on. I'm 6 foot something.
I'm 8 foot.
Yeah,
Nice.
so your pocket would be about eye level then, right?
Presumably, yeah. It would be like just below eye level.
Your chest would be eye level.
Well, I got a 17.
Do I need to roll anything?
You need to roll a height. No.
I mean, if they're just trying to look into your pocket, if you're trying to hide your pocket or keep it out of sight or however, then it would be like a stealth or something if you wanted to roll. But I mean, it's your pocket. I'm not going to make the call on whether or not another party member is able to successfully do something to you because that's your player agency, right? So.
All right, that's fine then. He can see my pouch, but it's closed.
Okay. Well,
but it is.
I was just doing this
heavy.
while you were talking, anyways. So I can see a slouching pocket, and that's about it. It sounds like.
Yeah. Definitely got a bit of money on me, but you can't tell how much. It could just all be coppers.
I'm going to go. I can only receive telepathic messages from Grand, right?
That's correct.
But can Grand hear my thoughts always?
No. Grand can
All
only
right,
send a message to you.
All right. Squirmy's just going to stay quiet for now then. Go ahead and proceed.
Are you done?
If you find yourself wanting work, you know where to find me. And Rand is just going to go back over to the others.
And Scrim is going to look at Reginald and say, "It was very nice to meet you, the lad." And just walk away. Not even wait for a response. Just walk away.
2 seconds in this town and I already want to leave.
When I catch back up to Grand, I'm going to kind of just signal to them, like we would with fingers about money, and I'm just gonna do like lots of money hand signals, and just leave it at that.
Grand replies in a whisper that money doesn't seem to be of interest to him.
That's and that is what Scrim was trying to signal, but Scrim is doesn't know it, thieves can or anything like that. So I'm literally just looking at you and like throwing like basically hand signs at you the whole time. At the same time that he's doing that, he kind of reaches in to a secret inner pocket inside of his jacket, and you see him digging deep inside his jacket. It was a pocket that not very many people know about because Scrim just hides random shit in there. And I'm just digging. That's all you see is me reaching around almost as if it's like a bag of holding, but it's my pocket. It's not actually a bag of holding. It's just a really giant pocket full of shit.
I am familiar with the really giant inner pocket, yes. Not yours specifically, but I know the vibe. It's my favorite coat because of the giant inner pocket.
Yep, that's exactly. And it's full to the brim. Like you can hear things like shuffling around and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I meant to return that. I found that on the floor. Oh, shit.
Oh, I have a book in here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, isn't that Arthur's hat that I gave him weeks ago? Okay. Yeah, and I'm just digging.
I think I go back to rejoin the others. I note the motion, but I don't comment.
All right. So I'm gonna continue to dig, but I'm like going with you. Mm-hmm. I'm like still trying to hand sign to you while digging through the pocket at the same time.
What are you we can speak. What are you looking for?
I figure we could probably pay him with something else if he doesn't come around.
What's your offer?
Well, I was trying to figure that out. I know I've got something in here.
Well, maybe when we get to the table, you can try emptying the pocket out.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. I love that.
All right. And we head back to the table.
Yeah, so you find yourselves all back at the table after your various choice of activity. And like I said, the bard he's singing a song.
I assume since he did not come over with you all that your conversation was about as helpful as ours was.
Seems so.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Yes. Strange. Man doesn't seem motivated by gold in any way. Offered him 200 just to come along for the next mission. And only to act as my defense. Of course,
You've got
with me being
200 gold?
actively... Didn't we get 400 each?
Oh, did we? That sounds accurate.
Yeah, even
I
outside of
was
party gold, we should all
confused,
have
yeah.
our own reserves.
Okay.
Are you talking about the gold from?
Yeah,
Fred?
that sounds right. There was like 2,600 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless Daruk specifically gave it to Grand, I think Grand doesn't have that money because she wasn't part of.
No, we talked about it that Daruk said to give Grand his share.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we split the loot after we left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said I didn't write it down who took what loot.
That makes sense. I forgot we split it up. I saw 800
well,
gold
we
on
went-
it. I
we
think I
went and
thought that
got-
was all of it.
Yeah. We went and got it from Fred after.
Yeah,
Grand
that's
had
what
the
happened.
party.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really got much else to offer him unless he wants to go fight demons or something. It's not like the wardens pay us well or anything.
Oh. Let's try telling him that we're going to fight a demon and see if he'd enjoy that. He seems like the adventure type. Perhaps you'll have better luck than I did.
All right, Fiora will walk up to the Red Dragonborn, who I assume is ordering food.
Oh yeah, he's eating like a full-on bowl by himself. He's a big dude.
Hey there, friend. Sorry about my friends. They're a bit aggressive, I suppose. Did they happen to tell you why we're traveling?
Not particularly.
Well, I mean, so essentially there was one more with us and things happened with them, but we're off to hunt a demon and we thought you looked like the kind that liked a good fight.
The second you say the word demon, his face just hardens, like it squints at you. Demons.
We're Grey Wardens. It's kind of what we do. We heard there was one over in the Shaded Haven.
And you need help with this demon.
I mean, I think we could probably handle it, but it never hurts to have an extra blade with you, you know? I guess, do I see a weapon on you?
Yeah, you see a giant mole with a head of like a tooth or a claw of some beast.
Okay. Or
So,
hammer.
yeah.
Doesn't have to be a blade.
Hmm.
And I mean, if you had a reaction, if you don't like demons, like I said, we're Grey Wardens. That's what the Grey Wardens do. So, you know.
I don't think anyone in particularly likes demons.
Yeah. So what do you say? You want to come and eat
be
that stuff?
surprised.
With this group, of course, I'm always surprised. I suppose you'll only keep bugging me until I join you.
Oh, not particularly. This is the last. We figured if this didn't get you to want to come with, there's no point hounding you.
Keep the weird one away from me and I'll walk with you.
Sure. Which one's the weird one though?
I just turn, like, not even like turning away from my food, just point my arm out and just point straight to Scrimmy.
Oh, he's an odd one. Apparently, I may be the reason he's like that. But yeah, I can help you carry the boar over if you want or something.
I just lean down, pick it up with my jaw, and carry it over to the table, just in my mouth.
Or you can do that. Fiora will pull up a chair and put it like opposite Scrimmy.
Is that like a bigger seat? Because I'm pretty sure I'd squash any type of normal seat.
2 seats.
I mean, it's a fantasy land. You're in a village that gets travelers. Just assume that there
True.
is always furniture of your size available where you go.
Yeah, I pull
What if
over
I
the
want to be
biggest chair they
complicated
have.
though?
Tim Allen of Tool Time built these chairs to more to the sitter so that they'll always be comfortable.
So our friend here really doesn't like demons, so as soon as I mentioned that, he was on board.
Just spits the ball back out onto the table.
Is this unanimous? Is this a unanimous group decision? I saw all of us going over and chatting up with with all due respect, stranger that we've never seen before.
Oh, this is Reginald. He's not a stranger.
Loki, I got a question for you. You like using that bow of yours, right? And I like sitting back and throwing spells, and so does Scrim. And we lost Daruk. No offense, Gran. You seem very great. You were very helpful in the fight. And now we've lost Celine. We don't have anyone to actually go and fight.
I'm just asking the group's opinion. Forgive me for being cautious of the revolving door that the front line of this party has become.
I can fight up front fairly well, but not enough to hold up for everyone, just for myself.
And I mean, it's a trial thing, you know? It's not like he's a Grey Warden or anything. You're not a Grey Warden already, are you?
Why the hell would I join that cult?
Right. See?
If it's the group, if it's the group's will, so be it. I just, at the very least, voicing my concern.
Well, I mean,
we
I have
can
one
vote.
good. I also have a good reason why they could join our cult.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Don't we like killing monsters? Do you like killing monsters, Reggie?
Wait a minute, is this about the demon's blood? You know that's just a flower, right?
Flower? Oh. Well, maybe I would have remembered.
It's the hardest flower I've ever tasted. The tea was atrocious.
I mean, you're not wrong, Loki. Like, I'm not arbitrarily saying this. It seems like everyone, that was kind of why we were talking to him. But
Sure.
Gran, Scrim, thoughts?
You also don't need to join the Wardens. I'm not.
Aye, that's true.
I didn't have to do
I
I mean, you break the law, Scrim. Were you a criminal?
that. I don't remember.
Okay, so at least from what I know, you didn't have to do it, no.
Damn. That's all right. It was kind of fun.
Well,
That was some
Scrim's-
scary shit.
We know Scrim's not a registered circle mage, at the very least, so kind of did have to.
Aye, that's true. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. I'm really sad that I'm like licensed now. It felt
It's a
more fun when
It's a useful tool.
but it was just so much more fun when like I wasn't supposed to be doing it, you know?
Well, don't think of it as a way of rebelling. Think of it as a way of living to the fullest, to the fullness of yourself. You know, this magic is a part of you, and now you can use it all the time. In any way you wish, as long as it is in service of the good of others.
So we put it to a vote, yeah? Those against, raise your hand. Loki, are you raising your hand?
I am abstaining. Please continue through the vote cycle.
If you're for, raise your hand.
Scrimmy already has his hand up, clearly.
Grand raises her hand.
All right, at least for now then, if you want to come with us, you can, Kale.
I didn't tell you my name.
They did.
It was Reginald.
Yeah, Reginald.
Oh,
is
it
the
was
fake name we've been
Reginald.
given.
You're right. I'm sorry, Reginald.
Or the totally real name we've been given, excuse me.
If you want to come with us, you can, Reginald.
My name isn't actually Reginald.
All right, my name's Fiora.
Fiora. Sounds stupid.
All right.
My name is still Grand.
I don't know why you're talking when you gave us the name Reginald of all things, but okay.
Yeah.
These
and I'm
two
still
come walking up to you, and are you going to give them your real name?
I mean, generally, yeah. Unless, like, I have a reason not to. There are some people I don't want to know it's me. But most people, yeah. So, were you gonna give us your real name, or should we just keep calling you by the fake one?
Reggie.
My name is Kale, but you can call me whatever the hell you want.
Kale? You mean, like, the green stuff?
It sounds the same, it's spelled differently. Trust me, I've had every version of it growing up.
Good to know. Loki, did you have a plan for navigation? Was that your thing?
Yes, I have a couple options that I'd like us to talk through. So, and Loki will rifle through and pull out the sketch map of the Thousand Rivers. So we're here. We're out all the way out here in the west. We have, at the minimum, one major river crossing to attend to. I need to confirm with the townsfolk, or maybe another town if we get to Hueyville, about the potential for a boat, because the easiest form of travel would definitely be getting on a boat a little bit northeast and flowing down the river past Hueyville all the way down to the Shaded Haven. I don't think we're going to be able to afford to do that or find a boat for it. Otherwise,
I mean, it may not be a, like, fancy sailing boat, but we could probably get, like, a long boat.
The other concern is our horses, and we do have all of them here. They're carrying a lot of our equipment. If we don't want to leave them, we could ford the river again northeast or maybe even east. It would necessitate at least 2, if not more, to get to Hueyville if we went straight southeast across the river twice. But there's a couple ways to get there.
Would it be helpful if Scrimmy sells his horse? Because Scrimmy has a magic horse.
I don't believe these horses are ours to sell. They are the warden's, if I'm not mistaken.
So if I sell it, they could just take money from me.
I'm not our bursar. I wouldn't know.
I'd assume yes, there'd be some kind of a fee or something, but I'm not positive. If I'm honest, I don't think the Wardens is that kind of
Yeah.
organization to track it. But if you guys want to keep the horses, I would say if we weren't keeping the horses, we try and sell them so that we at least have some gold to give the Wardens when we get back. I'd say we're not in Lysek. There's no reason we couldn't get a boat now other than the horses. But if you all want a horse and ford, we can do that too. Do you think, distance-wise, do you have an idea of the difference?
I mean, distance will be about the same since the route we would take is essentially along the river, but it would be easier considering we would get to drift down the river rather than worry about stomping through marshes and swamps and across tiny rivers and rivulets. We could even skip the stop in Hueyville if we really want to and just get straight down to the Shaded Haven. There'd still be a little bit of a trip inland, though. But I don't know how feasible it is. The townsfolk didn't give me too clear of an idea of how accessible a boat is. We may, if we want it, it may come from getting to Hueyville, or I don't think we'd want to turn and go northeast, but I'm sure the castle might have something like that.
All right. Well, I'm Screamy.
Yes, Captain.
And I would like to allow Fiora to eat my horse.
Scrimothy Scramshaw, we are not eating our horses.
I fucking love you. All right, we won't eat the horses, but can we just go? This town doesn't have enough liquor or sausages.
Well, so we can decide. Hooli, would we have gotten any idea from the townsfolk in the last few days of cooperating with them how feasible a boat ride would be, if at all?
Yeah, you think you could go down to like one of the bigger cities that sits on one of the rivers, or even one of the river towns would probably have some sort of ferry or something like that. You could certainly pay to take a riverboat or a barge or something. They're fairly decent sized rivers. It's just think like the Mississippi River, how decent sized it is. You could. They're big enough that they show largely on the map. So they're big rivers. You could certainly get a riverboat or a barge or something like that. As far as price wise, you could do some investigating as well for that.
We could always, yeah, that makes sense. We could go check, and if it's not there, we just get our horses and leave. And if it does, we go try and sell the horses or something.
Yeah, if they're not here, I mean, truthfully, I think I would recommend us forging to Hueyville and then either deciding if we want to keep it on land or keep going. Because Miss Temple doesn't seem too large of a place south, and that's not really getting us any closer.
Aye, that's fair. I mean, it's Scrimmy's decision to call. He's leading the mission.
Scrimmy's got the zoomies, bro. Scrimmy will spawn a horse in this tavern.
Why don't we pack up and head east, and we could probably exchange the horses for the boat ride if we run into a river town. If not, we'll just keep going.
There is Loki. You had the map, so you would have known that Bonesaw is under the jurisdiction of the larger town Verschutz, which is situated about 2 days walk on the Royal Road northeast. You could go there, and you think you could probably go there. It's a bigger place than here, and secure passage on a ship. And if you were to talk to folks in the town, if they knew any information about how much it would cost, it's about a silver piece per mile.
So there's that option as well, everyone. I've made my peace. What do we think, Fiora? I'll ask for your opinion.
I think it's maybe about the same distance, but generally we'll move not just easier but quicker on water. But I don't have a huge preference either. It's not like we're on a timetable and we can take our time. I certainly have a bias toward being on the water, and I think Scrim might as well. But I don't mind horseback.
I'll ride this horse, but I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna be mad the whole time.
I'm gonna be pouting the whole ride. Kale, what about you? You've just come in from travel. Any thoughts?
Not particularly.
Fantastic. Gran?
I would like some time on the river.
Boat it is.
I haven't spoken to a naiad in quite some time.
Let's
Fucking
go.
What?
All right.
So we sail.
We will find a boat. Northeast it is. The Royal Road will likely be an easier travel, so
Yeah, there's probably bridges, right?
ideally.
Hopefully.
Well, gather your things.
So
At least, hopefully, no bridges with trolls underneath.
We can handle a troll, I imagine.
Screaming, you think to yourself for a moment, and you think, you don't know if your new friend Reginald has a horse or not, but if you wanted to give yours to Reggie to ride, you could ride your own magic one.
I am going to.
Well, we
walk
have
up-
We have
we
Celine
have
still.
Celine's.
Yep.
I'm.
But
I
he likes
am
to do
going-
things to people, so
Grimmy's dying to get on his magic horse.
Scrimmy's gonna walk up and just look at Kale. Now that we know his name's Kale, and go, Reggie, can you ride a horse?
I can, but I don't need to.
Reggie. Also a monk.
Okay. How fast are you? Can you keep up with the horse?
Is he always this stupid?
Well, that was rude. All right, guys. He
Stupid's
can
not
walk.
the word.
We're just leading two empty horses.
I mean, honestly, it is emergency food.
We are not eating the horses.
I will happily eat a horse.
We are not
If it comes,
eating.
if
Why
it
are you
comes,
so opposed to this? It's normal.
What do you
if it
mean?
comes down to it,
We
To
have
be
bought
fair,
if it comes
so
down,
much food.
if it comes down to it, I would eat the horses.
So would I.
If I
happily.
had to.
I'd eat the horses before I'd eat one of you.
I would sooner let us all be hungry than eat Delamain, which is what I've named my horse.
We never said we'd eat yours.
They're
we're
all
gonna eat the
important,
spares.
though.
Meh. The
Or-
ones
no,
lose
there's-
horses all the time.
What are Celine and the extras horses' names?
I didn't give one to Kalen, and I don't remember Celine's. I have to pull up a character sheet. Hang on. Give me like
Oh, yeah,
5
that's
minutes
right.
for D&D Beyond.
We have.
I
we
feel
have,
like I've
no,
only ever heard.
We
I
have
only ever heard-
three. We have exactly as many straight like horses being towed as we have characters with horses, because we have Kale's, we have Celine's, and now we have Scrimmies.
you don't have Kaylin's horse.
No, he ran away. Remember, he
I
didn't take
assume
the
he
horse.
took his horse.
I very
Yeah,
well
you-
recall.
Oh,
He took off
So you
on his
only have
horse.
Celine's.
So Scrimmies,
Okay, my bad.
Scrimmies Phantom Horse has not gotten brought out yet. I was just saying if it was helpful, like, cut weight,
oh.
we could cut the horse. I have not summoned my phantom steed. I basically only use the phantom steed if like basically emergency circumstances, but I heavily
Want to.
Scrammy's character is literally so lost in his brain that you guys are his only like social contact that he's had in probably like close to 8 years. So he would literally give his life for you.
Gotcha.
Again.
Okay, it is
Gotcha,
crazy.
Gotta catch him up.
I will. I believe Celine just called their horse, so I will lead. I'll ride Delamain and lead horse and the spare horse that I don't know the name of. And if Scrimothy, if you want to hop on your horse, I'll lead your horse too.
What? You don't need to lead my horse if I'm on him.
Well, you know, the horse
No,
you're trading
okay,
in for
wait.
your new 20 insert year here model horse.
No, Scrimmy's not summoning the phantom horse right now.
Scrimmy saying he
They
can.
He seems particularly excited to be on the horse.
I agree.
Look, Scrimmy will summon the horse, and he will strap the second horse to that phantom horse and stand
There you go.
on them like a surfboard and ride them both.
Loki
Oh my
folds
god.
the map, closes his journal. I'll see you all out there, and gets up and goes to prep his horse.
I will follow.
Yeah, Fiora will get on her horse.
Save.
In the bar?
Yes. No. I was giving him a couple drinks. He deserved a couple days off too.
He's just sitting at the bar, neighing.
Horse walks into a bar.
I must be in so much pain.
So, Loki, I know you stopped by Pearson, the blacksmith / farrier, the other day. There's a barber if anybody is wanting to get cleaned up in that sort of sense before you go. There are a couple traveling merchants in town, one of them a herbalist and one of them a bookseller. If you needed to stop and do any of that or wanted to stop at any of those places. If not, you're certainly able to get your shit together and get on the Royal Road and head sort of out of town.
I would like to summon one more Fey Spirit to question. And then maybe stop by the bookshop depending on what it can do for me.
It's not a full bookshop, just like a little traveling book merchant. Like
Okay. Well, either way, I want to stop by there after I do this summoning.
yeah. And what are you summoning your
I'm going to summon my mirthful Fey Spirit,
mhm.
and I'm going to offer it a minor deal, in exchange for it answering one question.
Okay.
The question is this. What are the names of the fiends currently active in it's in the Shady Haven, right?
Oh yeah, Shade Haven. Like if there's fiends in Shade Haven, you're asking.
Yeah, like what is a name for each of the ones that it doesn't have to be like their name, like their true name, but just what is something they are called for each of them that is active in there.
Okay. And what's the deal you're offering for the information?
I'm asking it what it wants for the trade. Like I picture these 3 summoned Fays that I can do: the Fuming, the Mirthful, and the Mischievous, as 3 that I have like forged a bond with. That's why I can summon them without risking them turning on me
Okay.
with the spell.
So I think your little face spirit says that it will take a favor at a later date as the price for it.
If you're willing to define what favor is or the limits of the favor, we could have a deal.
Well, I don't know what the favor is because it would be at a later date. I won't ask you to kill anybody if that's what you're asking.
This date must be before the end of this calendar year, then. I will not give an indefinite favor, not even to my favorite Fae.
I don't know if I have any favors by the end of the year. We're not too far off, so I'll have to think about it.
A year and a day, then.
Okay,
The
that's more
classic
reasonable.
contract.
That's more reasonable. But it won't be an illegal favor or anything that makes you do awful things to somebody.
Just a small help. The same as this for me, yes?
Pretty much.
Right. How do you want to seal the deal? A trade of memory? A drop of blood? A kiss?
Well, no kisses because I promised my mother I would wait till marriage. My blood can be used for diabolical magical reasonings, so I'll pass on that. So I'll give you the memory of the first time I smelled a wildflower.
I will give you... the memory of the first time my father tried to sew me a doll.
Okay.
I was quite mirthful. And we trade memories, and I await a favor for a year and a day.
Yep. And they'll come back to you with information once they have it, essentially.
Cool. Yeah, I make sure the others know where I am, but sit and wait for it to come back. For it to come back, or for them to be ready to move on, I suppose.
Yeah, I think the rest of your group is ready to move, so I will just give you the information on a sidebar.
Okay, cool.
Because I didn't plan that far ahead, so I have to dig up the information.
You're good.
Fuck off, Goose.
I love him though.
I love him too, but he's under my skin. All right. So if nobody needs anything else in town?
I don't think so.
Bookseller, I need your spookiest books. Genuinely, I seeing the teeth fiasco reminded me of the artifact you hinted at, the teeth of Davenir, and I'm just going to see if there's anything they might have about that.
Okay.
Has anyone cast Identify on your candles yet?
Yes,
Yes.
Scrimothy.
Scrimothy. I love the Scrimothy on the end. It's literally the best.
Oh yeah, we need to confirm the alignments on those for. I mean, for basically if Drew can use them or Arthur, excuse me.
I think they're. What did I tell you? Chaotic good.
I probably missed it in chat, but yes, sure, we'll take that. There's 1 in 9. Sure, we'll chaotic. That fits for how that experience went.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Arthur and Grant can use them then. Candles of Invocation, I'm guessing.
Yes, I think it's just Cleric Druid on the Legacy one that can get the first level spell spam, but someone else is getting the other candle because Loki is not chaotic good, and the gate cast is very, very useful pocket thing.
I mean,
Yeah, it's huge.
Arthur's cleric, so can do cleric things.
Yeah, we'll handle that when he's back and whatnot.
But yeah, we continue moving.
You're looking for a book with scary stories, I think you said.
That was a joke. Artifact stuff. I remember the Teeth of Davenir. You hinted at back with the Bone Trader, and the Teeth fiasco reignited the memory. If they have it, I mean, it's a very niche thing.
Props to Riley on like remembering all these things.
Yeah, that's a crazy pull.
I take notes because my character takes notes.
That's a great habit to have.
Roll
I
a
just draw
D.
scrolls from our wizards.
Roll a D10, Loki.
You got it. Rolling a D10. That's a crisp 6.
6.
Slightly above average on a D10.
Okay. So the only book that you find at the bookseller that is anything about any sort of artifacts or spooky artifacts is called The Dollmaker's Curse. And basically the little blurb about it is a chilling tale of a doll that comes to life seeking vengeance for injustices done to its maker, with each doll crafted holding a piece of the soul of its victims.
Ooh,
Arthur.
this reminds me of Arthur. Yes, bookseller, I'll take it.
3 copper pieces.
Of course, my good man. Ooh, exactly 3 copper in my pocket. How convenient. There you go.
Now you got a copper and silver.
Now I have just 860 gold and a single platinum piece rattling around in there. Thank you, bookseller.
Did anybody else want any books? I think, Grand, you had said something about going to the bookseller.
Only if I heard back from my spirit by then.
Fiora would
No,
be
you-
interested in
Fiora is interested in what? I'm sorry.
anything about any kind of demons, abyss, whatever that plane is here. I don't think it's the abyss. That's Faerun, but
Okay. You do find one book called The Grimoire of the Abyss.
oh yeah, we take it.
That sounds way cooler than the Dollmaker's Curse.
Hey, you
I
rolled a
don't-
D10, damn it.
No, you're right. You're right.
I don't need how much is this bookseller?
The bookseller does have a name. It's Arthas, by the way.
You're so
Hello,
kind,
Arthas.
bookseller. It's guttural. Bookseller.
You do you want me to tell you what the book is about, or do you just take it based on the name?
Fiora would just take it based on the name. Fiora definitely.
This book costs a little bit more. It costs 20 gold pieces.
Oh, that is expensive. Maybe you
Oh,
should
Bob.
explain it to me.
Fiora, there's a John Green review on the back. You got to pick it up.
It is a collection of dark spells and rituals, promising power, and other things, which I will send you in a DM.
Sure. Let's do it. That sounds fun.
Oh God, this Scholastic Book Fair rocks.
Right. That sounds awesome.
It's
And if
very
Fiora-
Fiora.
I was just saying, if Fiora can't use it, Scrim can.
Oh, it's not that kind of grimoire.
Oh, okay.
Like, not like the, like an arcane wizard's grimoire, not that one. But it does have some stuff and things.
Oh my God, Fiora, it's a pop-out book.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't have to super right now. Like, you can DM later. I've got
I'm saying I
Grimoire
got
of the Abyss on there. Oh, okay.
There you go. All right. Does anybody else have any books or anything that they want to look for? Scrimmy, any tales about goats or anything along the lines? Did we lose Scrimmy?
Is Scrimshaw backstage?
Hello. Unfortunately, for some reason, my hand signs that I was using earlier decided to stop working. No, Scrim isn't going to be really looking for anything right now. He's more looking into himself, so he basically has forgotten about the outside world. Besides pocket sausages, he's all here for food and liquor.
Well, there is a few self-help books at the bookseller if you're interested.
As I'm going to break the fourth wall. I couldn't even read those as a character. Thanks, though.
That's very nice.
Wait, but Scrimmy, the 48 Laws of Power is sure to help you with progressing as a person.
I mean, there's one perfectly for you, Scrimmy. It's called Embrace Your Quirks, a guide to self-acceptance for your magical being.
Oh, there's one on alcoholism, too.
How much is
Ooh.
this book? The alcoholism can stay there.
Yeah, so this is Embrace Your Quirks, a guide to self-acceptance for magical beings. A heartwarming book encouraging the readers to embrace their unique traits, whether they are magical abilities or unusual backgrounds, and to celebrate your individuality.
Can Scrim roll to see if he can even fucking read after his brain got half fried? I feel like he just says. I feel like he's just.
You have to read
all of the
more than
spells.
your spells.
You are a wizard, Scrimmy, so you have pretty decent intelligence. You definitely can read
You're
books.
right. You're right. I can read.
Yeah, but if you want to feign the inability to read, you could certainly sleight of hand make this purchase so your friends don't know you actually have more than 2 nickels together.
I so vividly see Scrimmy going, wait, I'm a wizard. Of course I can read it before picking up the book.
Okay, but like, what if I just remembered every spell?
That would
You'd
be
be a
wild.
sorcerer.
But I can't and that's where all of my memories come from, is just trying to remember the spells. I just forgot everything that was unimportant.
And if you're in the spirit of giving gifts, you see one that you think might be up your friend Arthur's alley. It's called The Alchemist's Path, Transforming Negativity into Gold.
Scrimmy immediately buys that. I almost said Fizzban. Scrimmy immediately buys that because for some reason Scrimmy likes giving gifts to Arthur, and is also very upset that Arthur's hat is back in Scrimmy's pocket.
Yeah, and this is a self-help book that uses the metaphors of alchemy to teach readers how to turn their challenges and setbacks into valuable life lessons and personal growth. It is 3 copper pieces.
Okay. I cannot write this down because apparently
Oh no.
What's the name of the book?
The Alchemist's Path, Transforming Negativity into Gold.
I'll hold on to it.
Okay. Yeah, you just write it down. And then when Scrimmy gets back, Scrimmy will be back. But there is, like I said, a general store if you need anything, a corner little food shop, a barber.
We're only traveling for 2 days right now, right?
Yeah, and then the boat ride will hopefully be stocked, or we'll stock up in the city.
Yeah, you're going to a bigger place, but hey, you never know if you're going to come across a barber or these particular book opportunities again. So hey,
This book is definitely not coming up again.
Yeah, I mean Loki hasn't really been growing a beard, so he's pretty set. What about Kale?
Yeah.
Does Kale need a touch up?
I got what you said before I dropped, by the way. My keyboard is just broken, so
no, you're.
But I got it. I got all of that.
That's perfectly fine. Yeah. Does Reginald need anything before leaving with the group?
Nah, he's fine.
All right. All right. So you head out of town. It's not been storming here the last couple of days, but it has been pretty damp. You're right on the water, so it's sort of extremely humid. The mist that you traveled through coming here still land as you leave the village. It's not quite as much in the village, but it's because there's like a lot of people, but it's settled out over the marshlands and such. And you get right out onto the Royal Road there. I did put you up a map of the village so that way you could see it and so on. So you go out the northeastern, yes, right where you've got pink. You go out the northeastern way where the stables and stuff are. You should still have enough food. I believe you brought plenty of food, so you should still have enough for your horses for the next, 2 days worth of travel, no problem. And you get set out on the road. It's I would say mid-morning, probably 10, 11 by the time you actually get through, meeting a new person, your morning rituals, your shopping, probably closer to 11. And you make your way out. You're on your horses in whichever way you decide to ride them. You've turned the extra horses that you have essentially into pack mule animals to carry, gear. And Loki, you bought some extra tents. It's easier for you to strap the tents to the extra horses than it is to try to pack them in your pack and so on. So you do that and you go out and you travel along the road, and it's kind of, that eerie marsh feeling, you know the feeling. It's not like a warm, welcoming prairie with daisies and sunshine. It's cold, it's wet, it's mucky. The foliage isn't beautiful and blooming. It's very decayed, very rot, trees with rot. Moss grows really well, algae in the water. It's not even pretty water to look at, not crystal clear, pretty water as you walk along. And as you travel on your horses, you hear screaming ahead of you. And it sounds like a small group of people, the screaming, and it sounds like danger, like something's happening to them. And as you sort of ride closer, because I assume you're going to do so, you went to rescue a donkey. So if you hear screaming people, you're probably heading in their direction, right?
Captain?
Let's take a census.
Yeah. You guys want to light some shit on fire? Actually, no fire.
Fiora kicked her horse and is halfway down the road.
Scrimmy's doing the same thing because Scrimmy's going to be. Scrimmy's trying to remember, and every time Fiora casts anything that has to do with fire, Scrimmy remembers.
Yeah, so you ride forward and you hear the sounds, and it sounds like a tussle. You hear like the clanking of metal against metal, you know, the screaming still happening, but it's getting less and less the closer you get. And when you finally break through the fog to see what the noise is coming from, you see a small convoy of slaughtered merchants. And right before it sort of vanishes into the fog opposite of where you are, you see this visage of a tall, muscular, metal-clad figure. And you almost think it looks like it's covered in blood. And it looks back over its shoulder at you before it disappears into the mist, and you have this sort of dark hanging mist around where you are.
And Fiora pulls up and looks at Loki.
I mean, am I able to track it at all?
Absolutely not, no. It's just gone.
Oh, God. He shakes his head. But Loki will ride up and not go to help, but will take up what he believes would be the safest point between where the thing disappeared from and the bodies, and set up with his horse, with his 3 horses, I suppose, and have a little barricade to stand watch at.
Yeah, and this is it's just a small little convoy, a couple of little carriages pulled by donkeys and mules, not even full-size horses. Everything dead. The animals dead. The people dead. Not even whole pieces anymore. Very much parts and pieced out across the area.
Oh, these are my people.
Supply wagons that they were carrying, the merchants' wagons, shattered, messed up, busted.
When you say busted, if Fiora goes up to these bodies, do any of them have exposed brains?
One of them has a clear cleave mark through the skull where it's not that the brains are spilling out, but certainly could be accessed, yes.
So
with a nice silver spoon if you have one.
So this is gonna sound gross. Can Fiora use her dagger to get? Let me double check how much I need. About an ounce of their brain.
Yeah, by all means.
Fiora's going to eat it and cast Consume Mind.
Brother,
And
I wish Arthur was here to roll on the Eldritch Quarter tape.
I consume the
Roll
brain.
anyways.
I consume the brain of another creature's corpse, gaining its memories and knowledge. The corpse must have a brain and can't be undead. Spell fails if the corpse has been dead and not preserved for more than 3 days. Until the spell ends, you can attempt to recall any important fact known to the creature, family history, recent events, building layouts, passwords, details of the creature's death, and similar information. I have to make an ability check using spellcasting mod, and the DC is equal to the corpse's intelligence score. So I would like to get essentially as much info about its death as possible.
Yeah, let me see the intelligence mod. We'll give you a DC and you'll roll. How about that?
All right.
There's a lot of typing going on. I hope it's not God.
No, it's not me.
That's me.
I finally got to you.
Note taker, I need your most thorough notes, please.
I've had this spell for like 6 sessions, guys.
You were very lucky Loki did not see you do that because he would have words for you.
I mean, she
I don't
wasn't
remember.
hiding it.
Oh,
I was just-
he's like locked in on the fog.
Okay. Intelligence modifier is only +1.
It's equal to its intelligence score.
Oh, well, +1, it's only, what, 11?
12, 11, yeah.
No, it'd have to be a 12 for a +1.
I'll tell you what it is. It is a
Fiora
12.
gets okay. Fiora gets a 17.
Okay, you're just specifically looking for the information about...
Yeah, the recent events and circumstances around its death. I want as much info on that Blood Knight as possible.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a glorious bit of information you get. They were traveling. There are 6 of them in total. They had 3 carts with 2 donkeys or mules at each one, carrying wares. They're coming from the bigger town, which you're headed, to this small village, Bonesaw village you just left. They bring goods in and out, traveling merchants, so on. Everything was fine, and then out of nowhere, a giant, hulking, bloody, knightly figure attacked them, and they couldn't fight back. They didn't have much more than, simple daggers if they needed to fend off bandits, but he was just too big and too much, and it's a very bloody, gruesome, chainsaw-esque scene where limbs are hacked completely off, skulls are cracked, animals aren't spared. And he's really big, think like Gregor Clegane big.
So almost as tall as me. Got it.
Yeah, so I think Fiora's eyes sort of go white as she's recalling this information. Then she comes back and ends concentration on the spell. And she's like, well, that didn't provide too much, but hey, Loki, I guess that Bloody Knight thing is real.
Yeah, if that's what we want to assume it is.
Seemed like it came out of nowhere and attacked him without cause or provocation, so I don't really know how we're going to track it down or anything. What do we do with the bodies? Do we take them into town to be buried? Do we just make a pile and cremate them here?
I mean, if we're keeping the sentiment of burning, that's the thing to do. Otherwise, I mean, how beat up is their cart or whatever they had?
Everything is obliterated and ruined. It's like a complete slaughter of everything. I will say, Fiora, the one thing you did notice from the recollection of the memory was the fog being the mist being a dark mist rather than just the standard mist as the creature moved in on them and so on.
Okay, so yeah, maybe like a warning sign or something. Keep your eyes on the mist. If it gets darker, it seems like that's when that thing's coming.
I mean, if there's anything identifying them like papers, let's grab it and head into town. If we don't know if that thing that this, we don't have any advantage. Let's just get it. Let's just get out of here.
Worth noting. I know it's a legend in town, but if we bring these bodies back in and stuff, and there's no sign of that thing, they could try and blame us too.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean we shouldn't do that. I just figured I'd give us the warning before we get into town. And
it'd be quite a bold move for someone to bring in the bodies of those they've slain in a trophy-esque way. But we don't really have a proper mode of transportation for them unless we can fit them all on the horses, which we might.
On that
We have
note,
3
we
extra
better wait
horses.
to figure it out because that's where we're going to leave it. Want to leave it sort of cliffhangery. So, good stuff, all that. Those of you in the audience, thanks for hanging out and participating. Stick around for the video at the end. You can learn about some shit that we've got going on the channel. We'll see everybody back Monday night. Stay classy.
Bye.